Welcome to the Six-Figure Author Experiment, where we help you break through your first or next $100,000 goal. Parental discretion is advised. Now, let's get on with the show.
Welcome to the Six-Figure Author Experiment. Lee, it's so nice to see you again.
So great to be here. I'm excited.
And today we're going to try a name. I'm usually the one who has the name that no one can pronounce, but we're going to say we're here with Mike Hourigan from Written Word Media. Is that a get it right, Mike?
Nailed it, Russell. Yes, absolutely
Awesome.
nailed it. I am very glad to be here.
Lovely. So I have known Mike for a while, but not from Writer MBA. I know him because of my Action Fantasy Book Club, where my friend Andy Peliquin and I do a monthly book club where we send free books to people. And we were looking for ads or promos or something that wasn't Facebook ads because they were driving me crazy. And we talked to Mike. And we sponsor a couple of other newsletters and other things as well. But we were talking to Mike about sponsorships. And I've been working with him for about a year. And I'm very excited to talk with him about promo stacking. But Mike, let's go back in time. Can we talk a little bit about what Written Word Media is for people that might not know?
Absolutely. So Written Word Media is the book marketing hub for indie authors. So for authors looking to sell more books and grow their readerships and establish their author brand, we have a suite of tools ranging from managed Facebook and Amazon ads for authors to email promos to get your books in front of hundreds of thousands of readers who are interested in your genre. We've been around for over a decade. We have over 5 email promo sites. And every year at this point, I would say it feels like we're launching 3 or 4 new products or services a year. It's kind of a whirlwind, but we're here to support authors and make book marketing a bit less scary and intimidating.
I love it. And I have used your subscriber surges. But we're here to talk about your promo, the promo stacks mainly. So Lee, how do you use a lot of newsletter stuff?
So newsletters are my number one marketing strategy. They are so powerful. There are statistics that are still out there. A Facebook post is going to get this many eyeballs, and a newsletter will get 40 times the interaction than a Facebook post or even TikTok. And people still check their email. It's their online postal service, and it's where they get important mail. And still the inbox and clicks, getting an email and then clicking on it and just landing in someone's inbox is so powerful. I have an email list of 70,000 people. That is my most, if I did nothing but email the subscribers, which I'm collecting, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure, on this episode. I'm collecting subscribers through all these different funnels that I've set up over the years. And that grows while I sleep. And then I am sending emails to them. And if all I did was write books and send emails, I would have a 6-figure career for sure, maybe even 7. The other thing I do that's really successful is I have friends who pretty much write exactly what I write. It is very close. The circle of readers that read their books and mine, the Venn diagram is a circle, basically. So I do newsletter swaps with them. And then the third thing that is super powerful is scheduling promo. So I know Mike and Written Word Media as Freebooksy, Bargainbooksy. And I'm telling you, I once took some time off, and my big strategy was I had certain books that were perma-free. And once a quarter, I would schedule a Freebooksy for one of them. And that was it. I'm okay, I need more eyeballs. And I know that all the systems I have to find, get a reader into my work, and then they love it. They want to be on my email list. Now they're on my email list. I'm sending them tons of emails. But in the beginning, it's just about how many eyes can I get in front of? Eyeballs. That's all I can control. And that's any launch for any product. You can't control who buys. You can't control who clicks. You can increase the things you're doing to get eyeballs on your work. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Growing your audience, so important. So important, as is first party data, right, Lee?
Yeah.
One thing that I really like, because so many people that are starting their newsletter, that are starting in this business, like don't have a bunch of people to swap with, or like don't have a lot of big names. And like, I always tell them, well, like you can rent other people's audiences. Did you know that? And this, I think, is where like written word media can be really powerful. So we talked about Freebooksy and Bargainbooksy, but can you just lay out like the kinds of things that people should be thinking about in newsletters, Mike, and maybe talk about your different brands and like the other things that you're doing?
Absolutely. So going back to what Lee said, how important it is to start growing your email newsletter list, right? Because first party data that I joked about and laughed about a minute ago, when you're collecting email addresses, those are yours, right? Even your followers on Facebook, they're not really yours. The Facebook algorithm could change and your reach could be diminished. It could be a sixth of the size from a week before, right? And so growing your newsletter list is extremely important. And that's where the idea for subscriber surge giveaways came out of. And really what subscriber surge giveaways are book giveaways. So readers enter to win a collection of books, typically grouped within a theme. And then we also give away a Kindle to readers. And in return, they subscribe to author newsletters. And so they're kind of vetted and self-selected by the ads we run to bring readers onto said subscriber surge giveaway page. And the results have been really good for authors. It's great. Not every subscriber is going to be an amazing subscriber, but a lot of them are. Obviously it's important to clean your newsletter list from time to time. But overall, it's a really, really good strategy at a reasonable, cost-effective price. So that's subscriber surge giveaways. And then we also have what we call reader reach ads, which is where we will create the Facebook and Amazon ads for you. You're not having to make creative, which is a pain for a lot of people, for a lot of authors. And on top of that, we will build your audiences for you. So what does that mean? It means when you go into the Meta Ads Manager and you're selecting interest-based targeting, that's where a lot of people are like, I don't know where the heck to start. Like, what do I do with this? Like, I'm not a marketer. And we actually are able to leverage our list, so our Freebooksy and Bargainbooksy and Red Feather Romance subscribers, and build audiences similar to those subscribers and target them on Facebook and Instagram. So it's kind of a unique advantage in that sense as well, to have us run your book ads for you. So that's one of the few and many, many recommendations Russell will be making for your titles.
Awesome. I love it. And so I think so Lee said something that I love her to catch on, but like let's focus on like newsletter swaps for a second. And I have a question for you, Lee, which is, do you only swap sales, or do you swap email list at reader freebies as well?
I've done both, and I'm really well connected at this point in my career. So I've been a part of what is usually called a round robin, a calendar club, and it's like a book club. And I get January and you get February and Mike gets March. And on January, everyone sends out my freebie to their list. And that freebie, if a reader wants it, they put in their email and then they end up on my list. And then the next month is your book and your freebie, and I'm sending it out. So all those 70,000 people, not the Italian people though, that's like 3,000 over there, not the German, that's 3,000 over there. The English is going to your freebie, and the ones who are like, this looks great, love Sleeping Beauty, they're clicking and they're getting on your list. And I'm pretty selective about doing those. This year I'm taking a break because I did like 3 last year, and I'm good. I have lots of ways that readers are ending up on my list. I will do promos like you talked about, Mike, from time to time, where I'm like, yeah, let's just get a bunch of readers, and they're usually on a special list. And I know that they're freebie seekers. I know that they're looking to try my work, and that's how I talk to them. And I don't need them all to love it. I know that a portion of them will. It's math at this point. It's data and it's just math. And it's like, okay, the more people I get on there, the more people will be clicking and the more people will be loving the book. And that's really fun. I think when we've talked about failure and success, it can just be data. And then you go, wait, I want more of that. So let me pull this lever that gives more of that and look at the data.
Trial and error as well.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
For
too.
sure. The whole
Yeah.
career. Like, did this work? Nope. Spaghetti on the wall, dripping down the walls. Nope. Looks like a horror show. Okay.
Well,
Yep.
I'd love to talk about one of the big mistakes that authors make, I think, which is assuming that if they book a promo or they do a newsletter, that like suddenly they are going to get a bunch of sales. But like, can you talk a little bit about like how like actually packaging your book, like your blurb, your cover, your all of the pieces can like affect click-through and affect sales? Because there's three pieces here. It's like, is someone stopping on your book? Is someone clicking on your book? Is someone buying on your book? And like each of those things need to be optimized.
So true. Yes, that is absolutely true. And one of the things that I've found fascinating, but it's not, it's not crazy, that I've learned at Written Word Media, readers do judge books by their covers. That is absolutely true. As well as the book blurb. In our emails, there could be dozens of books that readers are sifting through. And so you have to do the work up front to make sure you're putting your best foot forward with regards to, a cover that is enticing and hooks someone's eyes, as well as a book blurb that also has a hook, right? And is well written. And so what I would say before you buy an email promo, do your best to vet some of this stuff beforehand, right? Like, are there other places where you can vet and look at your click-through rate and say, hey, if I tweak my book blurb, am I getting more clicks? And then I'll go ahead and buy a promo with that blurb because I've tested it beforehand. That would be my recommendation. And I'm sure Lee probably has some ideas of how you could test that. But that is what I would say. Make sure you're putting your best foot forward before you get into actually running the promo. On the flip side to that, sometimes you do have to throw spaghetti at the wall. Sometimes you don't have an opportunity to vet or test something, and you need to, spend 40 or $50, try a promo, track the results, and then see, hey, did this hit what I was expecting? If it did, how can I double down? If it didn't hit, what maybe was the bottleneck, right? Was my book blurb not good enough, right? Was I promoting the right book in my series, right? Those are all sort of things that authors should be thinking about.
Lee, do you do any like ad testing for creatives or blurbs or anything before you get a book up there, or to see what people like?
It's at the top of my to-do list. So I will say this. I worked a lot with Nick Eriks. He is all about testing. And he's like, listen, for very little money and very little, comparatively, time, you can write 5 blurbs. It's hard. It sucks. Not our favorite, but you can do it. And you can, in the beginning, I was getting covers off Fiverr. So it's like $20 covers. Maybe at my level, it would be several covers, a couple $100 each. That is money worth spending. And then what I do is run a simple Facebook ad test, and I kind of pit them all against each other, and I'll only change one thing. So same blurb, 5 different covers, and they turn off after 400 impressions, meaning you set a rule. We can go into Facebook ads another episode, but long and short of it is I'm testing it. And if there's a clear winner, great. If all of them look great and I'm like, oh yeah, lots of clicks, this is nice, good. And if none of them are winners, usually one will kind of edge them out. And then I'll go back to the drawing board, write more blurbs, get feedback, get help from friends who usually write my blurbs better than I write mine. And then I write their blurbs or give them ideas better because I only have a general idea of their book. Whereas I've written every word of my 70,000 word book and I'm trying to cram it into one. So I have friends that I'm beta testing this with, and then doing those click tests. And again, it's data, and it might not be the most fun part of your job, but man, it can make such a difference. So again, if you're like 6-figure author experiment, this could mean 6 figures to your business. And now you're motivated, if that excites you, to sit down, write those blurbs, to commission covers, to talk to your cover artist and say, hey, you gave me like 3 kind of good ideas. Can you polish 2 of those up and I'll pay for both of them? I'd like to Facebook ad test them. I'd like to see if it works. Try that. Do what you can though, because we're really busy and our main job is to write. And I'm all about the busy mom option of like, put the promo freeze up, schedule Freebooksy, and that's my marketing done. And so do what you can. If you have a new book coming out and it's the first in what you plan to be a long series, spend more time on that book. And then book 7, you're just putting, I have like weird covers down on 7 and 8 and 9, because now I've just got my readers and I'm just bringing them along on the ride. And that can be very fun. So
one thing I'll add to that is if you book a promo with written word media, say, you book a Freebooksy or a Red Feather Romance, you can reach out to our ops team, our brand specialists, our ops coordinators, and say, hey, is my blurb okay? They look at so many different blurbs and covers, and we are happy to give you recommendations. They are wonderful. So awesome. Insider tip right there. Feel free to reach out to our team.
That is worth money, guys, because again, I get better at writing blurbs when I go around and read them. And that's what I do. I like read a bunch of blurbs for a day. And then I'm like, okay. And I write one. And I'm getting ideas from all those blurbs. So someone who does it all the time, they're going to have really good ideas.
Yeah, my AI writes my blurbs now, or at least starts my blurbs. And like I will have what's really cool. Okay, so like I use ChatGPT Plus, and you can upload your manuscript to ChatGPT. Say, read this, tell me the comp authors, give me a blurb, give me a summary, and like I have tried this now with like 5 or 6 different AIs. And everyone else is bad except for ChatGPT at doing this. But like ChatGPT gets close enough that I hate it, but like I like 2 lines of it and it gives me the rest of it. I like using it to say, give me 10. Okay, so I define the blurb as like the headline, like that first thing in bold, like that first like, he went in, he died, now he's back to like take vengeance. And then there's like the blurb itself, which is like 100 to 150 words. And there's like a, that, and so like you can test both of those things. I'm just going to go through really quickly and say like if you want to try this, you can do 10, you can have ChatGPT do it, you can do it. And then you would put them all on a JPEG and you would see which one people click on for the lowest price. And then you could do that again and again and again and again. And then you can put your cover behind it. If you have cover options, you can have your cover on top of it. And you can just keep testing in that. You can put your blurb as an image, but like the more somebody is clicking the better. And if you see, oh crap, I can only get down to 15 cents a click, like that's very bad. So like you need to run whatever the best one is up against some brand new options and brand new options and brand new options. But like I have watched, and I think you talked about this yesterday, last time, Lee, where it's like some books you put into a promo and it will get like 1,000 downloads and some will get like 100 downloads.
Yep. No, again, spaghetti against the wall. And sometimes it's a horror show and it's okay because I'm like, I love these books actually equally. I think the blurbs are strong. Sometimes it's about trend. One really hit the trend spot on. It is just going to have some supernatural lift that I can't control, except I can control how many books I write, how I package them, how many times I try test covers, how many times I rewrite the blurb, and which books I focus on. I'm like, this one's got some juice behind it. So let me focus on that one. And Elena Johnson calls them unicorn, some are unicorn books. Some are like your workhorses. Some of them are donkeys hanging out in the field. We love them all equally. We love them all, but just put your money behind the unicorns, the workhorses, and let your readers, if those readers find the donkeys.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. Yeah. I mean, at any one time, like no more than 20% of an author's catalog is usually doing work anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's 80-20. Yeah, exactly.
80-20.
yeah. And so we talked kind of about how to get packaging right and test those things. I do want to talk about, you have so many different verticals of like people that you service. What do you tell somebody when they're like, should I do a Freebooksy? Should I do red letter romance? Should I do both? Like, how is somebody going out there and choosing? Because I'll be honest, when I started, I was like, it's a kind of a thriller. It's a fantasy thriller. Like, oh, book a thriller one, whatever, and like see how it goes. And like you quickly are like, oh, cool, I just blew $1,000 on like picking the wrong promos.
Fantasy. And it's red feather romance, by the way. I love red feather romance.
So what I would say there is, so red feather in particular is for romance and subgenres of romance, not just steamy. Yep. Beyond steamy as well, but great for steamy. What I will say too is go to the Written Word Media website. We do have a resource, and Russell, I can share the link with you for which genre to kind of categorize yours within.
Sure.
You can also ask our team. Again, you can send them, your link on Amazon and say, I kind of fall between this. Like, what would you recommend? And our team will say, skews more fantasy. I would recommend you run a fantasy Freebooksy. And then in terms of whether you run a Freebooksy, obviously for books that are free or perma-free versus a Bargainbooksy, which is for titles that are 99 cents to $4.99. It really depends on your strategy, right? And I think that, we could probably spend a lot of time on this too.
Yes,
but,
I want you to do that. Let's talk about the strategy.
Let's talk about it. It's fun.
Absolutely. So you have first in series free, which is a strategy that has been around for a while, and it does still work. We see it with our authors. First in series free, 100% still works, does a great job. But we have also seen more authors kind of branch out into the 99 cent up to $3.99 or $4.99 for first in series and subsequent titles in the series, and that can work as well. And a lot of it kind of depends on how quick of a return you're looking for. So that's one thing too. I mean, if you're promoting on Bargainbooksy, you're looking to get sales, that's going to be cash flow positive faster. Whereas volume for promoting a free title, it's going to take longer, right? Because you're waiting on read-throughs and everything like that. But at scale, Freebooksy and getting those downloads of the free titles first does tend to pay off greater dividends in the long run. But it just depends what you're looking for. And also, I mean, you can try both as well. You can change you can change the prices of your books and try different things at various times. And I would recommend authors do that. Lee, anything you'd like to add to that?
We talked about pricing when Russell was uploading his first 4 books. And my logic on pricing is set a price. You can always change it. And especially book 1, you are going to change it. You're going to play with it. You can price higher, and sometimes psychologically that can give yourself this lift of like, oh, I'm a real author. And so I recommend you do that. And then when you're doing a discount, you're giving it to the readers and it's a gift to them. And that feels really good too. So that's my logic with it. And I will say real fast, we're not in these days anymore, but USA Today launches. My co-writer and I got them really down because we would promo stack on a Tuesday. So the book goes live on a Tuesday, and we had all this plan for like the way the pre-orders come in, and they're going to count for the USA Today. And we would just stack as much as we can on Tuesday. And if we can't get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the cutoff. So we try to stack it like that. And for Russell's launch, he has 11 books and 1 novella that's like your newsletter freebie. Is that true?
Yep. Correct.
So Mike sent over this beautiful spreadsheet that I want to show everyone because I love it, about like how we can use these promo newsletters. And in my mind, whenever I'm booking promo and borrowing like someone's audience, my goal is to get it in front of the eyeballs and have readers come in yes, I want them to click. I want them to buy. I want them to read the book. And the ones that love it, I want them to end up on my list. So Russell, do you have a way that people can do that?
Oh, I have two ways that people do it at the end of the book. So like they can either get the whole series for $20, which is my newsletter, which is my like my big like what I offer the series for direct, or they can sign up to get the free first book, free first and the prequel novella to book one, which is like a pretty meaty like 10,000, 12,000 book war. People who've read it have been like, oh, you actually made like it's like a whole story. It's not just like the first half of the book. So yeah, I'm not sure which way to go. Currently, I think I have it set up as the novella, because if you get into the novella, the welcome sequence offers you the book for the series, the direct sales offer.
Yes. So I'm on Amazon. I love Amazon. I read on Amazon. I buy your book, one, and then I read it. I love it. I want more. And you're saying sign up to my newsletter and you get this beautiful other freebie. Let's call it the reader cookie.
Sure.
And they get the cookie. I think that's great, because as an Amazon reader, they're going to probably want to stay on Amazon. Some of them will take that offer, but I'd rather just get their email, and then you can offer them anything. Sure. You can be like, oh, I do comics over on Kickstarter. You can do whatever. So that's great. And I just am reiterating that, because if you're listening to this and you want to hit the easy button when it comes to making a lot of money from your books, to the point where I'm going to go on vacation for 7 days starting tomorrow. And my husband's like, isn't this great? We just don't have to think about work. I'm like, yeah, it's all set up for me. It's all working and been working for years. And when it didn't work, I fixed it, and I fixed it more and fixed it. Now it's pretty much set up. But the work I did in 2015, I am still benefiting from. That's how I'm making the money. That's how the money is coming in and easy. And I'm free to do a podcast. So you have that set up to collect fans. And if someone's listening to this, I really want to emphasize, get your newsletter up, your own newsletter for your raving fans that are saying, yes, I want more permission marketing. Let's go. And give them a cookie to do that, whatever that cookie is. And Russell's is a novella. So as long as that's set up, when you're booking other promo, if you're running ads, if you're doing all this cover testing, it's all going to benefit the end result, which is you have raving fans who want to hear from you more. And you've got 11 books to talk about with them.
Yeah, it's like 60 books, but like
Okay. Okay.
Well, it's like, so I've seen so many people that are in KU. I love that you call it like the tired mom button, like that.
Yeah.
But like then 2 years goes by and there's this general like surge that people get at the beginning at some point, but like after 2 years, then they're like, what happened? Where'd all the readers go? And like the trends change or something changes, and they haven't built that 20,000 person mailing list or 10,000 person mailing list they could have. And now they're like, how do I even reach people anymore? And so I absolutely agree with that. One of the things that I really love about written word media and where the world is going is there's a lot more options to build up your newsletter. So like whether that's written word media's the subscriber surges or any of the other places that I won't name out of respect for like the fact that we're talking to Mike here, but
they don't exist.
But like they exist, and like they have not been very prevalent for a long time. It's been like if you have your books on retailers who want to sell sales promos, then you could like do that on a lot of places, but there wasn't a lot of places where you could like, what if I just want to build, what if I only have a reader magnet? And like, that's what people often say. And it's like, well, if you only have a reader magnet, you can still like put your book on BookFunnel and like be like hitting your email list and setting up a email sequence or something. So you're reaching your people and turning those people. Because Mike, you said something earlier that was like, they're not all going to buy. And to me, this is the number one thing that someone who's run these kind of like subscriber promos forever, is like people are like, cool, I got 10,000 emails. Now I have 10,000 fans. I'm just going to go read my book. And they don't do anything. Like I, for years, got on everyone's list and would just see who actually uploaded it. And like, it was maybe 10% of people that like did our promos actually like used it. Like most people seemed to just want to say, I have done marketing actions. I can now not do any more marketing actions. I've done them now for the month. And like they would often pay just so they could feel good that they did a thing. But like it would, and people have admitted to me they didn't even start the email, or they did one email with, and they were like, cool, I've now done it. I'm done. But like if you use it in the way that like it is consistently bringing people in, especially when you don't have like a full book done, like you can use it to do like you can split test and do all these things in your newsletter. Like some newsletters even let you A/B test your subject lines and such, and you will like I don't run any of the things that I just said in Facebook ads because like I have talked to thousands upon thousands of my readers for years and years and gotten responses from them. So like I know which things work. I needed help with like the cover because I've had terrible covers before, not terrible covers, like terribly off-market covers.
Yes.
But having that email list, even if people weren't buying, is beneficial because you can at least do your testing there.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly, Russell. So, certainly make sure you're uploading the CSV list of readers who have opted into your list to whatever email service provider you're using, whether it's MailerLite, MailChimp, any of the plethora of others. Make sure you always have a constant stream of new subscribers, including making sure you use your back matter in your ebooks, to your benefit, including sending them to your website or, some other sort of reader magnet page. And the last thing I will say, and I actually spoke with a few authors at Future of Publishing, Russell, and encouraged them to do this. Make sure you at least have one automated email set up when someone joins your list, like a welcome email. There's so many authors that, they'll have a monthly cadence of sending a newsletter or something, right? Or maybe even quarterly. And when they add people to their list, it might be a month or 2 months or 3 months before they even see the first email from you. And a lot of the time it's like, I forgot I signed up for this. Like, did I sign up for this, or who is this emailing me? So automate that first email at least, please. And on the Written Word Media blog, we have some best practices there.
Ooh, yeah, we'll put that in the show notes. I sent out 3 or a couple emails to people right away because I want them to see my name, Lee Savino, when they remember me. If they're reading me in Kindle Unlimited, they return that book, my name is gone from their Kindle. I have disappeared. And good for them. They're probably reading a ton, but if they're taking the time to sign up, I'm going to set those up. And then when I said hit the easy button, guys, and the money I'm making, comes from stuff I did in 2015. Some of the stuff I did was set up those emails. They probably need to be updated now, but they still are there and they are working because I go away and I come back. I'm like, wait a second. My Facebook group has grown. My email list has grown. Okay. Am I hitting the highs of my career right now? No, I haven't launched big in a while, but I'm still like treading water. New people are still coming in and finding me. So yeah, set up those autoresponders or those automated emails, guys, and do the work now and profit from it for the rest of your life.
I concur.
Well said.
I'm going to just like tell people what back matter is quickly. So like back matter is after your book is done, where you send people and what you tell them to do once the book is over, whether that's a preview of your next book, whether that's links to your Facebook group or something. The most important thing is the 1-inch margin after the book is exactly over. Like that is what almost all of the people will read, the one paragraph after there. And if you do not, so have one thing that they are going to do, generally your email list. I usually do like sign up for my email list. And then like the next paragraph is like, here's a preview of like the next book. Like that, but like it is so important. I'd love to get your guys' opinion too, how important it is to have that 1-inch, that one paragraph after the book is over, right?
Yeah, I think Nick put examples up and he tested. He has data like percentages and everything. But typically I'll do like the final sentence, a little bit of a break, and say, I hope you enjoyed Brick and Maddie's story. Click here for an extra scene or a free book. I give them a reader cookie right there. I also put that free novella, free thing in my front matter. So before the title page, it's like free book. It shows up in the table of contents. It says like free book, chapter 1, or like title page, chapter 1. And at the end, it's like chapter 35, and then free book again. So I have it in like 3 places, and highly recommend that. I don't put the end at the end of my stories because Amazon will cut that off and not show it. But I do those asterisks, and I can post that somewhere, and put the link to where it's posted if anyone wants to see the data and like see what this looks like, because people who are way smarter than me tested it, and so I'm following along and it works.
Awesome. I love it. All right. So now I want to get to this sheet.
The sheet.
I want to talk about promo stacking because I guess well, you're gonna have to walk me through this. Now I have taken the cost off of this thing. I would, and like I can either share this or not share it, and we can just talk through it, whatever your comfort level is on this, Mike, because I'm going to need I'm going to need you to tell me what promo stacking is and why I care.
Absolutely. That's a great place to start here before we get into the nitty gritty. So promo stacking is essentially a way to help boost your rank on retailers. And that is basically utilizing the algorithms on retailers like Amazon to your advantage. And one of the best ways to do that is to show these retailers, hey, I can get a sustained increase in downloads or sales of my book for more than just a quick flash in the pan, right? So, a lot of the, email promos, you can send it on one day, you might get 1,500 downloads, and then the next day you're back down to, 10 downloads a day or whatever your baseline is. And Amazon understands that. And they're like, okay, I'm not going to bump them up in their, genre ranking for that. But if they see, okay, this title, this ASIN, has 5 days in a row where they're above 500 downloads, it's going to increase your rank. And then you're going to get what we call the halo effect of downloads or sales, where because of your increase in rank, more people are going to discover your title, and it's kind of just going to balloon everything, whether it's downloads or sales.
And we talk about rank, guys. I don't care about rank. Rank doesn't pay my bills. Rank is a product of what has happened, like the downloads and the sales. But I do know this. If I'm getting more downloads and sales, and what Mike just said, that sustained increase, or it's just something that's sustained, Amazon might start sending emails. And again, the emails are the most powerful thing. They will send emails marketing my book to their readers because they're like, oh, she sells. We want to sell products. Let's sell this. And that's actually what is exciting to me when someone's like, I'm up in rank and it's gone and it's this. I'm like, yes, get those emails. Get Amazon sending, again, emails.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I have a book that is coming out on July 7th. It is currently April 3rd. Like, why do I care about upping my rank now? Like, why am I planning all of these things months out? Like, walk me through, like, I'm a first-time author. Like, what is going on now? Like, why do I want to have my rank higher before I launch? Like, what is going on here?
So in terms of, there's the pre-order phase, right? And then there's kind of your launch phase. And especially with the pre-order phase, there are a lot of sort of different incentives you can have, like, certain offers or sharing with communities and that sort of stuff. But especially when it comes to the email promos, those are really going to be very beneficial come launch. And the reason I say that is Amazon really prioritizes what's new. Some of the other retailers tend to favor what has legacy and longevity, but Amazon, for the most part, favors what's new. And so the more you can do to make the bigger splash when your book number one goes on that retailer, the better it's going to boost your rank, Russell.
Right. Okay, so I'm not worried about promo stacking or anything before I launch. Like, this is a launch week-ish activity.
That's correct. And what you do in this phase is, I know we'll share this spreadsheet I put together for others to use. But this is the time to make your marketing plan and to use a framework like this to plan out, okay, I'm going to run this promo around this date. I'm going to run this promo on this date. I'm going to start my Facebook ads with reader reach here. And things move. You need to be fluid. But a lot of the time, promos dates sell out too. So the sooner you know when you're going to launch and when you want to run that first promo, the more likely you are to get the promo on that date. And the better it's going to be for you and your launch.
By better, do you mean like I'll be like what better just because I can make everything what I want, or like better as like placements are better, or like better as like, is there any other benefit to getting early besides my neuroses is like satiated?
So better in terms of just coordination, Russell. So, you might have been able to facilitate like a newsletter swap, right, with another author, like around your launch date. And to promo stack that, you also might want to run promos alongside that in the same week. And if you don't get that promo slot you were hoping for, you might be delayed a week or two from running it, and you might not get, as big of that kind of halo effect from your rank increase.
Gotcha.
Can we share the spreadsheet?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to do it then.
The one you sent to Russell?
So I've taken all the side parts over here, cost and everything out, but like this is basically what I was I was given. Do you want to, for people who are listening, should I walk people through like what this is, or do you want to? I'd rather you do it, Mike, but like I can do it, I guess, or Lee can do it.
Sure. So I think what might be helpful to start, Russell, is for you to at least talk through the titles and like which book they are in the series. That might be a good place to start.
Sure. Okay. So row 16 and 17 are for Magic. Magic is the first book in the God's Verse Chronicles series. And then on the row 18 is for Evil. Evil is book 2. Then we're back to Magic for row 19, and then Time is book 3, which is row 20. Heaven is book 4, which is book 4. And then we're going a lot of magics in here. Like there's a lot more magic than anything else. Why am I promoting magic so often comparatively to all the other books in this?
Because it's your entry point. Did I get it right, Mike?
You did. Yep, it is your entry point. It is the first book in the series. And let's make magic of it, right? Like I love that. I love that title, especially talking through this. But really what this is laying out, okay, we have the estimated launch date. We have kind of the initial book price, and then we're looking at price promotions, right? Especially with running promos with written word media. So what I'll say first is an internal thing that we say a lot at Written Word is make hay when you have something to, push out there.
It's not fair. I thought you were going to say. Make hay when you have something to say. Seems a lot better than make hay when you have something to push out there.
Agreed, Russell. We should edit that, right? Edit that. Make hay when you have something to say. And that's a launch, a new release, and it's price promotions too. So that is what, especially the releases are what are dictating a lot of the promos we run here. And the first one we have is changing Magic's price to 99 cents and doing, if you look in column J, a fantasy mega 3-day stack. These are promo stacks that Written Word Media pre-builds for authors. So you're not having to go to various promo sites. And we actually use partner/competitor promos within these stacks. So it's not just Written Word Media sites. It's partner sites as well. We just make it easy and streamlined to book in one place. And then we also have them over 3-day, 5-day periods to help you get that sustained sales or downloads.
And I'll bet if you email support, they can talk you through this part too, right? Like before you even book or after you book?
That is absolutely correct. Yes. Ask our team. We're here to help. We love talking to authors. If you have questions, we will have the answers for you.
Awesome. Okay.
Get Mike to do your marketing plan, is that's what I'm hearing. I'm really excited about this because, guys, when I was doing those promo stacks, which is basically I'm signing up for this newsletter to send me out day one and that newsletter to send me out day one and this person to send me out day one, that's a stack. It's more than one. And it was a lot of work. And this sounds like you go ahead and hand some money over. And if you're new, I'm a big fan of investing in the book, but also then reinvesting in the book. So you can do your best. And then, especially with a long series like this, you're thinking month 4, my royalties are coming in and I'm going to take a portion of those. And this book is going to pay for its own marketing. And that's when things get really exciting.
Yes. Reinvesting in marketing, right? And then let's see if we're looking at line 22, this is where we end up changing. So this is ahead of the book 5 launch, changing the first book, Magic, to free. And then starting to leverage more of the Freebooksy promos, as well as series promos, which Written Word offers as well, which actually will take people to your author series page on Amazon.
Can you talk about that for a second?
I have used those and I have data and shared it with my co-writers to say, it worked for this series and our co-written series. We absolutely need to be signing up for these series promotions and kind of put on our calendar, every 6 months or whenever, kind of cycle through our series because I write long series. That's just how I write. So I have like 5 or 6 series. What am I doing? And the series promo really worked.
Yeah. So
and
series
it's great because there's a one-click buy button on your author's.
Exactly. Series. And by worked, I mean the sales came in. Like it was selling here, and then it went up and stayed there for days. Yay! That was what I wanted, and that's what I got.
I want to see down here reader reach ads. There we go.
Yes. So part of this too, and I know this won't be the last kind of podcast we do on this because we'll be checking in as we start to roll this out. Some of this is also some testing, right? Like let's test some reader reach ads and see how they do, and layer it in. And that's also the reason why this marketing plan is not built out past book number 5, because we're going to see which of these work the best and then build the rest of the plan, doubling down on what worked. And for things that didn't work as well as those, we'll deprioritize or try a different variant of it. But reader reach is certainly something. And reader reach, just for everyone to reiterate, these are Facebook and Amazon ads that Written Word runs on your behalf. That's something we're planning to try a couple times throughout Russell's God's First Chronicles launch.
So we're not doing that. So I see we're doing that, planning to do that in September, in November. But I don't see us doing that during the first launch. Is there a reason for that, or we just want to get better, cleaner data on everything, or how?
So actually, this is where I could really get into the specifics. This New in Books fantasy launch package, Russell, does include reader reach ads.
Oh, I see. Now, what if
Yeah.
the ads are going better? Can I like dump more money into them, or like how do I make more? How do I give you more money if things are going well?
I love being asked that question. So yes, you can double down on reader reach ads. So when we launched reader reach ads, they were 5-day campaigns. So
Mhm.
we'd run it for 5 days, and then you could choose to book another 5 days. In February, we actually rolled out 10-day reader reach ad campaigns to basically give the meta algorithm more time to get through the learning phase and better optimize your ads. And then also for our gold and platinum written word media members, we also offer 30-day reader reach ads. So you can sit back and have a pina colada as we run your ads for a full month, or go on
Perfect.
vacation like Lee's about to do.
That sounds great. If you're like me, I'm to the point where I do have funds to reinvest in this sort of thing, and I just try stuff. Like I'll throw money at anyone if they tell me, like let me see. So, if you've done this before, but you want to see, like maybe their ads could beat the heck out of mine. That would be great. And I'm hoping that you get more into direct sales, because I think that's the way the wind is blowing. That's been really fun for us. But yeah, this looks great. The plan looks great. And I also love you emphasizing that things can change, because again, we're getting data and then we're just going to go with it, because we're pulling different levers and going, okay, I like the results. Want to pull this lever, and this one didn't give me any results that I want or care about or noticed. So just keep pulling this one. And then how do I find more levers like that? And I'm telling you now, a big lever in my business is email marketing. So try it. Biggest bang for your buck. And it sounds like you have a lot of affordable options in written word media. So even if a newbie's coming, guys, I had nothing in my bank account when I was authoring in 2015. So been there, but my books earned a little bit of money, and then I'd roll it back in. And that's what it looks like this plan is. Like, we can get more momentum. We can start doing fun stuff, putting book one free, playing with that price, because it is the main entry point. And again, we're trying to have Amazon algorithm really like it and be like, ooh, this is, marketing is just an excuse to talk about your book. And sometimes you talk about it because you're like, it's brand new, it's out now, it's live now. And other times it's at a new price. Let me tell you all about that. And it's 99 cents. Oh, no, it's free, 6 months later. So these are excuses to talk about our books. And that's all marketing is. So let's do that.
Absolutely. And, continue testing. Don't get discouraged. Look at the numbers. Some things are going to work. Some are not going to work. That is marketing. I'm a marketer by trade. I have been for 15 years. That's the biggest takeaway.
Do you have numbers? Like, I know that there are like course creators out there who are like, if I have 100,000 people on this list, 3% will click, or 5% will click. And on those 500 people or 5,000 people, 300 will buy. And then they're selling like a $10,000 thing. So they're like, and then I made a lot of money. I can't do the math. But do you have numbers like that? Can you share them?
For authors, you mean?
Yeah.
So we have ranges of estimated click-throughs and everything like that. And then when you're on our website, you can see the reach size of the list you'll be going out to. Mm-hmm. And what I would say, it's tough to throw click-through rates out there because it depends on the list. It depends on the genre you're targeting, all of that sort of stuff. But one of the things I think will be great for the three of us to do is when we do run promos and have Russell's data as well as, the written word data to kind of go through, and then you set your own benchmark, right? It's like, okay, I ran this Red Feather romance one before. I got, 450 downloads of my free title, on a list size of this much. So now if I try a different promo with this list size and I have the same kind of click through and download conversion rate, I can kind of extrapolate what I think it will be. So that would be my recommendation.
That sounds really fun. So more data incoming.
Yeah. So there's one thing that I saw on your site that you didn't mention. Like, I'm kind of a diva. I want to be the belle of the ball. Like, I don't want to be in an email with like a million other people. So like, I saw a Limelight thing on your promo stack, and like, if I want to be the belle of the ball, like how do we incorporate something like that into our into what we're doing?
That is a great question, Russell. So what Limelight is so our normal email promos, we send daily emails and your title is included with a number of different other books and titles from authors. Limelight, which the reason I didn't bring this up, Russell, so Limelight is available to our gold and platinum members exclusively. But what Limelight is if you want to get your book in front of every fantasy reader on the Freebooksy list and just have your title and a link to your author website and a link to your series page on Amazon, you can do all that with a Limelight. So they're higher price points, but you're right, it makes you the belle of the ball. And it gets a lot of reader engagement, these Limelight emails.
Awesome.
See, this is what happens. Russell's had success and he's like, wait a second, I want more top tier stuff. Like, I want to give you even more money. And that's a fun decision. I say let's get some data and then throw it on the drive. Let's go.
Well, so here's what I know about launching a book. Like and PR and basically all marketing, like the more intense you can be with your marketing, the higher you, like there's a level, like I tell people, like there's a level if you spend on ads, like you'll get results. Below that level, you might get results, but like if you're spending like $150 a day on ads, like you're going to show up so many times in so many places that like, will the results be profitable? Like I don't know, like, will it there, like, but like you will get a lot of people. It's called, used to call this attention domination when Frank Kern was teaching it, when he would be like, for a very short amount of time, instead of spending all of your ads in like 3 months, you spend it all in like a week. And suddenly everyone's like, who's Frank Kern? Like, why have I been getting ads and emails? And why am I on that's why, like, I always tell people about podcasts. I'm like, unless you're going to book yourself on all of the unless you're already known, or you're going to book yourself on all of the podcasts within like a given like month, like it's like tough to break through the noise. That's why all of your favorite marketing humans, whenever like, it's like, oh, I guess Amy Porterfield's launching a course. Oh, I guess this person's launching a book. Oh, like, and like, there's not so much of that. Like, there's like a lot of uncoordinated chaos in like booking where like they're just like, I'll be on your podcast next week, and I do it too. This is calling myself out as well. But like, but if you can do, like, if you're already paying $2,000 for a week, like, well, if there's good things to do that you could pay for $5,000 a week, like it's like, okay, so like I have found this with cars, or like with like anything, like the base model car is expensive, like, but like going from a base model car to like the Mamma Jamma car is like not that expensive comparatively to how much it costs to just like buy the base model. It's like, yes, might it be the difference between $30,000 for a base model and $40,000 for like all of the bells and whistles? Yes, but like the delta between those two cars is a lot different. And the same thing with like, I only buy like higher end clothing now because like I like moisture wicking, and like I like merino wool, and like I will spend $25 on a shirt, which I thought was like insane to get like the right shirt. And like I would rather not pay the base model. I just would rather not do it because I know the odds are that you're going like paying $1,000 more, or like 50, like what, $500 more sometimes. Sometimes it's like literally $100 more, and you get like all of the extras.
All right, so Mike, let's give him what he wants. He's excited, and that's also mostly what I look for is like, if you're excited to market the thing, lean in. So it sounds like you had a big splashy week launch. That sounds great. These books are not on Amazon yet. Monica Leonel pointed out, and I loved this because I didn't know it. You know, Amazon counts like the 30 days prior to the launch date and goes, oh, is this book selling well? Okay, we'll send out more emails or something. So we're going to really pack in a launch. The pre-order is going up 3 weeks before that July date. So we have some time. right?
Yep.
It's April when we're recording this. Can you give Russell the Cadillac option, the Mama Jama car?
Yes.
And then maybe we can come back, talk about it, and book what feels right, what feels fun. Russell's different because he has a budget. He also has all these books written, and I want to make him fly. He's like 6-figure author experiment. I was like, why not 7? So let's go, especially because it is an easy button. Like he's handing you money, you do all the work, and then Russell's free to just, dance on TikTok if he wants to.
I also know that
on launch week.
I also know he's gonna have to come back and look me in the face and tell me how this is going. So like he's incentivized to like do it well now. Like not that he wouldn't do it well anyway, but
he's gonna do it well.
Okay, so Lee, I now have this thing. We're gonna have a big old like package splashy launch. Back in the day, when like we would do list runs, like USA Today list runs, the orthodoxy of the time was you wanted to rank 1,000 or higher during your launch week to get the most of all of that stuff. So what am I doing? A, is that accurate? And B, what are we doing now to get to the right moment to take maximum advantage of all the stuff we just talked about?
So Mike already has it because you're not going to do a lot during pre-order. You're going to have these newsletters going out like day 1 of launch, 2, 3, and they're already stacked. So you and I are going to talk about other things you can do outside of this written word media plan. And basically, I think we already have a good one, and you just want it's souped up. So Mike, you can soup it up for us, and then we'll layer on top of that. And we'll do other episodes on all the other marketing things you can do to really, you're going to work hard for like 1 week. You're going to work on the launch, and then you're going to take the rest of the year off if you want. You're going to, honestly, if you launch book 1 well, you got momentum and you got all these other books coming, and then you just keep marketing book 1 and
piling it on.
That's your life. Like that. I can make 7 figures off of that. I have. So we will start with this foundation of these promos, these promo stacks. And it sounds like Facebook ads are going. So you and I will talk alternate strategies, which I'm really excited about because you're an alternate kind of guy. Okay. So like you're doing it all backwards. Like you did Kickstarter and now you're going on Amazon. I've never done a Kickstarter. I built my career on Amazon. I'm like, it feels backwards to me. I'm excited. So we will talk about, and basically what we're doing is this. How do we get 1 million eyeballs? How do we get 5 million, 10 million eyeballs? And so written word media is like, well, here's 300,000 from this list. And then Facebook and Mike has those numbers, and let's put those numbers somewhere. And then all we're going to do is like, does dancing on TikTok sound fun? Because maybe you can reach another 1 million that way. But if it doesn't sound fun, we won't make you do that. So there's other ways to do it. I will need to think about it. So that will be another episode.
I want to see Russell dance on TikTok. But yes, I'm very excited about this. And we'll, share the journey.
Awesome. I love it. All right. I love the thing you said about that you need a specific amount of eyeballs, because like it's like marketing 101 is like, if you want to make $100,000, you need to convert X people, and you just work your way up. And it's like, well, that's like 4 million eyeballs. I don't know. Like, how do we reach all of those people? And then like, as long as the rest of your stuff is, even if your stuff's not optimized, there are numbers that you can hit. Maybe it's 100 million and it's like impossible, but like you can make this a math problem. And when things are a math problem, then they're solvable. When people say I don't like math, authors specifically, I'm like, but like math makes things solvable. Like otherwise it's just like vibes. And like, I love me some vibes, but
I loved math homework because it was done. I could rewrite my papers for the rest of my life, but math, there was an end. And so, this is data, this is numbers, and you're going to get the numbers. I can share some numbers from my USA Today launches on another episode. But I remember tracking.
That's what we're doing next time. We're going to talk about like the numbers next time about your launches, and we're going to see how many eyeballs I need to get and how we're going to make it on there.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do a USA Today launch in this day and time, which I don't know how to do. My last list run was November 2022, and that was the week it ended. So sorry, guys. I think I killed it. It was book 6 next year, and all 5 of the previous books had hit, and I was like, double hat trick or something. And then I was like, well, I'm just in my head, we hit it, like the
Right.
series is still, but tracking the launch. And what happened was book one, I was tracking the launch and I got numbers and I was like, I don't know if these numbers are good or bad, but they're here. And
Right.
then book two was on pre-order and I watched 2,000 pre-orders pour in. And I said, wait a second, when we do list runs, we want 3,000 to 4,000 pre-orders in May or January. That's how it kind of used to be. Those are good months to launch. And all of those, dump in on in the right time frame, basically. All the pre-orders get counted that. Anyway, there was a way to do it. I don't know what the new way is, but let's talk about it. I'll do some research.
Nice.
And I have all my data. And the reason I knew that we could hit the USA Today, my point was I tracked it. I got numbers and I said, oh, these numbers, we're close to this cool thing. We pulled some levers. We got this cool result. Let's do it some more. And that's how we started hitting the USA Today.
Data driven. That's the way to do it.
Awesome. Yep. Mike, any final thoughts before we let you go?
My one final thought, and this is going back to what you said, Russell. So what I've always said about marketing, especially book marketing too, is big changes, big tests, big investments, whether it's time or money or a mix of the both. Big tests yield big results. Small tests and small inputs aren't going to yield the big results you want. That's just the nature of it. The one thing I've heard all my career in marketing is like someone changed the button color on their website and overnight they became a millionaire because the button color was better. And like, that's not true. Maybe in, 1996 and the, early web.com era, that was true, but like, it's not the case. You have to put the legwork in, you have to invest the time and energy into it. But if you do invest, look at Lee, like you can be successful.
Awesome.
So that's what I would end this first session on.
Awesome. Lee, any final words before we go out?
The most important thing, and I've said it before, is to love your books. And what I saw from Russell is that he loves this and he's loving it and it's fun. And I think there was some fear and the fear's gone. So we're going to
there's still a bunch of fear.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about the fear in another episode. That's great. And when you love your books, you spend time with them, you market them, you redo your covers. I want everyone to do this homework. I want you to go check out Written Word Media and talk to them about booking a promo and say, help me optimize my blurb, especially if it's a book one or your top selling book and you think that maybe it could be a little bit more optimized. So if you're wondering like which book should I focus on, that would be it, or your newest one.
Oh yeah, I love that. And my homework then will be, if you're not already on some book promo lists for your genre, you should get on them. And then you should look at the things that are actually on them. The number one thing that my friends do is like they look at all of these promos, like when they're coming and they're like, oh, look, these are the ones that are these ones are about to hit a new one. And now you can say, oh, like that one's their fifth book in that series is coming out. Like, oh, look, that like cover that they changed that cover. Oh, there's like something coming. Like you can almost track, but you can see like what arrests your eye. Like what makes you stop the scroll. And that's like the number one thing is like which covers make you stop the scroll are probably going to make your people stop the scroll. And so I cannot believe how many bad covers there are. We'll talk about that in another, like, I still can't believe how like you could pay $100 and get a world-class cover if you know the right place to go. And to have the cover situation that I see online is just like it is so appalling to me. So please go look at the Amazon top 100 too. But like if you're not going to do that, since I only get one, like go, if you're not already on these book promos, like join and then just scroll through and see what arrests your eye. And like if is your book that good? Does your book look like that? Because if it doesn't look like that, it's probably not going to do the work that you want it to do. Awesome, everyone. Well, on that note, bye, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.
Thanks for listening. For more, head on over to sixfigureauthorexperiment.com for archive access, resources, and more. We'll see you next time.